I am in the Vertical app. And my name is Cheryl Grabowski, and this is a fantastic channel. I feel like I'm a fantastic person. I've been here on social media for 7 years, and I've grown so much, and you guys have helped me to grow. But this live is not about me. Okay, I got some information to share with y'all, and y'all come on. I just, a lot of content creators are, well, it's not my business what other people do, but a lot of them are not in the Vertical app. They just don't do it. But I love it here. I really do. Y'all come in and hit the share button and and then hit the copy link, and then give me a like, and make sure that you hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I go live. And I hope you decide to subscribe to the channel. Y'all come on in, because after this live goes off, then YouTube will turn it into a video. Okay. So anyway, I just take the time to introduce myself. My name is Cheryl. Again, I am a survivor of narcissistic abuse. I used to be a minister, and I decided to leave organized religion because first of all, I'm just a person who noticed patterns. Pattern recognition is something that I've been doing all my life, right? And so when I started to learn about narcissism, and y'all know that we here in the United States and other countries too are basically experiencing what it feels like, what it smells like to be in a narcissistic dynamic or situation because of Washington and what's going on in Washington. But I went into therapy. Good morning, Paul. How are you? Could you do me a favor, dear one, and hit that share button and the copy link so we can get some friends in here? So when I learned about narcissism, I don't know, it's just all of a sudden I saw the patterns in ministry. I saw it, I saw all of the grandiosity, all these people who really believe that that God had given them authority over other people. I saw all of the attention seeking, of validation seeking. What's up, Bree in the building? Grand Rising, Benny White. I saw all of the attention seeking behavior and all of the grandiosity, which means that the pastor has to have you to worship them. We're dealing with this in this country right now. The narcissist has to have all of that validation and all of that praise. That is what they live on. They have to have it because they are not whole. They are very broken and empty shells. And that's what we're going through. That's what we're experiencing in Washington right now. This is crazy that we got 9 viewers and 4 likes. It doesn't make any sense. Happy Valentine's to you. Could everybody that's on the live hit the share button and the copy link, because I cannot do this on my own. I need you guys to help me to get us back in the algorithm. And we need to be in the algorithm because there's no other channel that's similar to, not even similar to what we do over here. Incredible, unbelievable. What's up? Happy Valentine's Day to you. There are no other channels. And so I've come back, as you see, like I'm not even, the table is not here. The light is on really bright. I'm all up in your face. Happy Sunday to all of y'all. Because this is what we do. This is what I do in order to get us back in the algorithm, with you guys' help. So go ahead and hit the share button. Look for the 3 dots, like the live, hit the share button and copy link, and do it several times, and then come back. And then when I talk for 5 more minutes, don't forget to just go back in there and just do it again. Just do it so we can get out of this rut that we are in, because I do so much speaking to truth to power. Truth to power. That's what I do, because I'm powerful. Not because I'm a narcissist. It's because of what I've experienced in my life and all the kind of energies that I came into this world with. You know, I guess years ago, a lot of people would have said, you know, I hear, you know, these are people in my real life and now social media too. I hear that Cheryl is something else, or hear that she's a strong person. You know, I would imagine they was saying that like back 15, 20 years ago when I was going through the most and it was just a lot. And every hurdle that I experienced, I jumped over. Like I made it every time. I experienced a whole lot of horrible shit. You know what I'm saying? Some of it some of it was my doing, you know, because I had to learn. But baby, you know, I powered right on through. And some people say, well, why don't you give God the glory for that? I don't really know. No. And not that God is not awesome and God is wonderful. Not that. My thing is, we're in this world. Thank y'all for helping us. Keep hitting the share button, copy link, get us back in the algorithm. We are born to remember who we are. Do you understand that? When we're born, we forget who we really are. You know what I'm saying? Because you have parents and you know, you have all the things that you see, smell, touch, and experience. And that is other people's doings. It's not yours. You got to grow up. You got to learn how to think. You got all of that. And so we are remembering who we are. You know what I'm saying? Because when you come into this earth, when you come out your mother's womb in this earth suit, honey, you have all of what it takes to live this life into, you know what I'm saying? You come here from the beginning ready, you know what I'm saying? And then we have so many different experiences or whatever. But yeah, you're coming to remember who you are. Yeah. So today Benny White says, yes, y'all sure give y'all, she gives us good content. You know what I'm saying? It's good, you know. It's on the serious side. It's definitely life lessons here. It's definitely real stuff. Like I just was on a chat. I was on a chat. Well, no, I was in the comment section on a post on Facebook with what's his name? His name is Brian Warren, and he's a bodybuilder, and his wife is a bodybuilder too. And he just made this comment about the Bible. Basically, he said that everything that is going on now is supposed to happen. This is what he said. You know, all of this island stuff, you know what I'm saying? All of these things that we're finding out about these beautiful human beings. I have a 3-month-old back there in my bedroom right now. As I was cooing with him and kissing on him this morning, all that stuff came back to my mind of what those babies and young people, young toddlers, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, and 5-year-olds were experiencing on that island. And it took me down a rabbit hole. It really did. It took me down a rabbit hole. But on this channel, ma'am, she do it every time. And y'all know who I'm talking about. But please don't put all the water that you find into that thing, because other people want to drink. Please. She do it every time. Let's see who said that. Mr. Time. Sunday blessings, Miss Grabowski and chat family. We got to keep our eyes on this White House and government and stop worrying about celebrity gossip. All that stuff is. I can't do it. Thank you, Mr. Time. And by the way, happy Sunday to you. I don't care nothing about Clarissa Shields, Cardi B. I mean, I love Cardi B. And me and my daughter, the daughter said we're going to go see her soon. So, you know, we're going to take a moment to go to the concert. But let me tell you something. I don't care nothing about it. I ain't watching no Atlanta Housewives. I ain't watching. I can't do it. I can't do it because, you know, we're behind time. You know what I'm saying? These people have been organizing since 1972, you know, and so they have a really, 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 really big advantage over us when it comes to planning. Ashley, I'm going to give you 1 minute to get out this kitchen. I'm going to shut my mouth and I'm going to give you 1 minute. What's up, Trey? How you doing? Good morning. Can y'all please hit the share and copy link because they are not letting our friends know that we are here. And y'all know, did y'all know that every time I get in this streaming app, we pick up like anywhere from 35 to 55 subscribers? Like every time I hit the live, every time. I could be not doing anything and people subscribe to the channel just because they, you know, they're just curious about me and my personality and maybe my image, I don't know. As you should. So I need y'all to help me out. I need y'all to hit share and copy link as many times as you can. Like leave the live, leave it. Don't worry about it. I see the numbers going down. But as long as y'all help me share. But the longer I stay in the vertical app, the more people come in too. So y'all, you know, YouTube got me working really hard. But anyway, these people are crazy. I got a video for y'all that we're getting ready to listen to. We're going to listen to it, so you're not just going to be looking at this face of mine. I got up this morning, put on a balm, and first of all, I use antibacterial dial soap. When I was younger, I couldn't use it, but now it works really good for my skin. I used that first, you know, and then I went in there with a retinol cream. No, I didn't. I did witch hazel to tone my skin and close the pores. Then I did a retinol cream. And then after that, I used a face balm with a moisturizer and a tightening of the skin. Y'all know, because I'm, you know, I'm a little bit older, so, you know, I need some help. That video in your beautiful faces, no content. Listen, Mr. Time, we are not here to look at my beautiful face alone. We are here to provoke you, okay? And to activate that critical. You love that witch hazel and wintergreen alcohol. It's so good. Skin looking good. Thank you. We're here to activate and to cause you to. Why you turn the light off? Go on and turn it back off. I kind of like it like that. Turn it background light off. There you go. Okay. We're here to provoke you to think and to turn on your critical thinking. So, the Midas Touch. How many of y'all in the chat? Put a 1 in the chat. It's 12 people here. 12 people. Y'all know we're not used to that. Put a 1 in the chat if you have graduated and you're watching the Midas Touch. Please put a 1 in the chat if that's the case. Okay? Because I need y'all. And on Facebook too. I need y'all. One, Benny White is why I know you're watching Benny. Is anybody else graduated to watching the Midas Touch on YouTube? Hello. I graduated years ago. No, we're not talking about that. What's Cody cooking? Okay. Thank God. Okay. We got 2 people. 2. That's great. So listen, the Midas Touch is not playing any games. He said this morning that he's been doing commentary on our commander-in-chief for years. This man go live on know how many times a day. His videos are over an hour and something long. He has the best specialists and really, really smart people that's coming on his podcast to share information. And he did a video this morning that I want y'all to listen to a little bit. And then I'm going to stop and give my commentary on his video. Okay? We're going to do that. After watching Pam Bondi filibustering the whole Congress and Jim Jordan enjoying it, there's an agenda to save DT. It's not going to work. A friend of mine said this morning, it's a man, he's like 43. He said, why do you think that they're not able to pin him down, him and the other people? I said, because, I mean, just think about it. If you've been doing something and getting away with it for 30-something years, can't nobody convince you that you're not going to be able to continue to do it. Nobody's not going to be able to convince you that. But if y'all knew as much as I know about narcissism and psychopaths, if you really knew as much as I know, and then intuitively, you know, uh, I know as life being a teacher that nobody gets away with anything, you know? So let's listen. Hold on one second. It's not going to get by with it. It's just not, you know? He's not going to get by with it. Hold on. Let's turn this up.
Donald Trump and his entire regime are panicking as the Midas Touch network keeps on dropping the receipts regarding Donald Trump's connections with Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump and his regime can't handle the fact that we've already gotten hundreds of millions of views on this YouTube channel. The Midas Touch network is now beating the Joe Rogan podcast on this YouTube channel based on the latest rankings.
So Midas Touch is beating Joe Rogan. Now listen, this guy right here, he is, I love the way, I'm doing good today. I hope you're doing good. I love the way he enunciates words. I love it. And he is so dramatic. Look, he does this, but I do that too. He does that. Yeah, he's dramatic. Okay.
Our coverage of Donald Trump's connections with Epstein.
And there is no telling how much money he making per episode. I'm gonna put a stamp on it and say that he's making over $100,000 per podcast a day, maybe.
Folks, we're not just covering it over the past few weeks. We've been covering this for years and years and years, and we've been digging up all the archival footage. So what we're able to do when we read the files is we can then show corresponding videos, witness statements, and as a former litigator, I think, in my opinion, that is, I can build a very compelling racketeering case against Donald Trump for his dastardly and despicable behavior. So
he said he gonna build a racketeering case from all of his archives. This is before the files were unredacted and the photos before that. He said he'd been talking about him for a long time. So he's gonna build a case of racketeering. What he said. So, everybody say that everybody is scared. Everybody's not scared. I told y'all that before.
A video yesterday on some of these videos. It got over 2 million views. Let's do it again. And I want to show you first this BBC Panorama series from 2018. Notably, Donald Trump recently sued BBC regarding its Panorama series coverage regarding the January 6th insurrection. Remember, Trump sued the BBC? Well, if you go back to 2018, they did...
Hold on, y'all. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all.
An incredible doc on Donald Trump called Sex Pest, and everybody should go and watch the full doc. But we've been talking about these videos for a very long time, because in it, BBC identified numerous eyewitnesses back then. What I think is very helpful is finding the witnesses who talked about it.
What happened to viewers? Jesus, y'all gone. Listen.
In 2018, in 2016, in the early 2000s, in the 1990s. So you have that basis of comparison as well. So let's just pull out the receipts.
I haven't seen this, y'all, so we're watching this together.
Regime panic even more.
Don't forget to hit the share button.
Democratic Congress member Ted Lieu writes, the interview that the Midas Touch Network just posted with someone by the name of Barbara Pilling sheds light on why Attorney General Pam Bondi paused for so long before responding to a question about whether Donald Trump attended parties with underage girls. He did, is the answer. Many times Donald Trump attended parties with underage girls. So just ask yourself this question. When Donald Trump was in his 40s and 50s and 60s, okay, why was he doing parties with underage girls? Why would he even do that to begin with? And then, of course, yesterday in the video that's gotten over 2 million views, I reported how a business person who ran a pageant said that Donald Trump and Epstein brought in lots of girls, and they said they were going to have a modeling competition at Mar-a-Lago, and there would be all...
Look, I just want to say, because this is ridiculous. You know, it's like chewing nails. You know, it really, because I mean, when you really think about it, it's like chewing nails. I don't even know how it started. And I don't know, like, for real, because I'm not a psychiatrist. So I don't know. I can't get into the mind of these people who are constantly bringing 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 13-year-olds, and 14-year-olds to parties in big mansions and putting them in rooms for other old men and women to come and do sexual things to children. I don't understand it. And then for them to do it so many years in so many different locations, in so many different states, and in so many different countries. Because it's global. I don't understand it. To the point where you big and bad enough to run for the highest office in the world, and you want to be on stage where everybody look at you as if nobody can see you, or if nobody knows what you've done. That mental illness must be really serious. It must be really serious.
Other guys from the fashion industry there, but it ended up just being Donald Trump and Epstein and these girls. Why would you do that? What do you think Donald Trump and Epstein were doing with the girls? So first, I want to share with you the cross-exam by Ted Lieu of Bondi, and then I'm going to show what Barbara Pilling said, and then I'm going to show you some of what the beauty pageant contestants in Trump's beauty pageant said about him walking in on them naked, or walking in on them as they were changing. And then I'm going to show you what Donald Trump told a group of high school students, where he said it was a very courageous act when he talked about grabbing women without consent by their genitals. In other words, sexually assaulting women. Trump spoke with high school kids and college kids, and he told them that it was so courageous that military generals praised him. You remember when he said that? If not, I'm going to go and show you that. And maybe, you know what, I'll show you too. I'll show you when Donald Trump spoke at a high school, and he was speaking to the high schoolers and people at the high school, I believe it was in Iowa, about golden showers, about getting peed on by hookers. And he said, I don't like that. I don't like he goes, Melania knows I don't like golden showers because I don't like jerk.
So, I mean, he's a pervert. You know? What are you doing? Charge? Mona, you can't, baby, you can't unplug nothing. No, you can't unplug nothing that I got plugged up. You can't unplug it. You can't unplug it. Whew, Jesus. What happened, Lord? Excuse me, y'all. That's why it takes so long to go live. I was very much babysitting, okay? I'm very much babysitting now. House is full of children. Very much. All right.
Germs, he said, I don't want to get peed on by hookers. I'm not into that. Why would you...
See, that's another thing. I don't want to, big grown man, 40-something years old. I don't want to get peed on by hookers. So I want to make sure that I don't get germs. So I'm going to get children. Because they're clean. because I don't want to get germs. I don't want grown women. They deal with grown men. And I don't know those people. So in order for me not to get germs or get diseases, because I don't want to be sick. So just to save myself, I'll just go get children and destroy them. Because it's all about me. Y'all, this is the mental illness is it's so horrible, Till. But this is what happens, and we've been talking about this on this channel for years. This is what happens when people don't have empathy. When they are not emotionally intelligent and they don't have empathy. These are the things that they do. Listen.
That up during a speech. You ready for the receipts, Midas Mighty?
Yes.
Make sure you hit subscribe, by the way, to our YouTube
channel.
Y'all
subscribe to his
channel.
How
close we are to 6 million subscribers?
Good God
Almighty.
Almighty.
Help us get to 6 million. We would be very, very grateful. All right. First, here's what went down. We've got, I played you the clip of Ted Lieu.
Were there any underage girls
I love
at
Ted
that
Lieu.
party or at any party that Trump attended with Jeffrey Epstein?
Look at Pam Bond.
This is so ridiculous, and that they are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done.
Okay, now here is the hope.
What you say, ma'am? What you say? This is what she's saying. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about what he did to the children. Don't worry about any of that. He has a right to do those things. He's a pervert. He probably perverted me. I'm okay. I'm rich now. Don't worry about any of that. Why do y'all even care about that? Those were not y'all's children. That's what she's saying, because she herself don't have no empathy.
Saying what's most shocking is the age of some of these models that would go to these Trump events. Here, play this clip.
We've spoken to a number of sources who saw Donald Trump at the parties. Most paint a similar picture.
Just describe to us the way Donald Trump behaved at these parties.
I mean, this guy it was like a predator in action.
I went to the washroom, and I was going in, and a girl was coming out, and she kind of looked at me, and I go, "Have you talked to that Trump guy?" And she goes, "Yeah." As I was walking by, he's like trying to grab my ass.
We do know that he was having sex with them.
How do you know that?
Because the next day or days after, we'd hear about it, he'd brag about it to his friends, and it would get around that he scored, maybe 1 or 2 girls at a time, which is what he loved to do.
There's no evidence that Donald Trump slept with underage girls. But what's most shocking is the age of some of the models at the parties.
There was girls, I would say 14, 15 years old, from Europe, the European girls.
They were 14 or 15?
There were girls that were 14, 15 years old, for sure. I mean, I didn't run up and say, "How old are you?" But they looked younger than I was, and I was 17. You just knew because of what they were wearing and how they would hold themselves.
And these girls are all
Hello.
anywhere from 14, 15, 16 years old. There was very few girls above the age of 19 there.
And you saw Donald Trump with these girls who were that young, 15, 16?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They're standing around with them, ogling them.
It was just disgusting.
I don't know if Midas Touch is going to talk about this, but we know from some of the photos that we've seen now that come from the unredacted photos, that those children, there were children around he and Epstein that were much younger than 14.
I was in the presence of a shark we're getting ready to roll his eyes back in his head and bite me. That's how I felt. It was just like, get the hell out of here.
All right, now here's another clip from that documentary. Barbara Pilling, the narrator, talks about how Barbara Pilling was a young model from New York. Just watch for yourself.
Barbara Pilling was a young model in New York. She first saw Donald Trump at a party in the late 80s. She's never spoken publicly about it before.
He said, "How old are you?" And I said, 17. He goes, "Oh, great. So you're not too old, not too young. That's just great." I remember one of the waitresses offered him a drink. He didn't take the drink, and he slapped her bottom. She was a blonde.
I just want to say, we're gonna keep listening to her, but I just want to say that it baffles me, right? Because sometimes people do shit that they shouldn't do, but they're under the influence of alcohol and drugs. This dude, we all know that he's always been sober. He's done this stuff under the influence of nothing.
But slapped me, and he was very loud. He's like, "Don't worry, that's not your tip."
Heather Braden also saw Donald Trump at model parties in the 90s. One was in Florida. At 23, she was one of the oldest women there.
I remember particularly seeing him at a party at a house in Miami. This particular party, there were 4 men and probably 50 models.
4 men and 50 models.
That's approximately what I would remember. And I was one of the models. I mean, I felt like I was in some, I could have been very well being auctioned off in some sort of a sex slave ring. That's how I felt. I felt like a piece of meat in a meat market. What else could I feel like?
Then they talk about what would go down in the beauty pageants. Here, play this clip.
I remember being in the back and hearing the chaperones say, "Ladies, listen up. We've got someone that's going to come in and see you. Make sure you're at least covered up." All of the girls were changing, getting their bras and underwear on and getting ready to put on their opening number outfits.
So when Donald Trump walked in, there were women in there who weren't fully clothed.
Correct. Women were not fully clothed when Donald Trump came in.
And some of
I
those
know,
women
it's
were,
so
what, as young as
terrible.
15?
Yes, 15 years old.
Now, next, I want to share with you what Miss North Carolina from 2006 said about Donald Trump. This is when Don Lemon was on CNN. This was back during the first time Donald Trump ran. Here's what, again, Miss North Carolina 2006 had to say. Play this clip.
Is it normal to see men in dressing rooms at pageants? And the owner of the pageant?
She said no. That was not normal.
The director of the North Carolina, South Carolina, Louisiana, and Alabama pageants, it's very much a family atmosphere. She doesn't even go backstage when the girls are getting ready. Only the female chaperones are allowed backstage in the dressing rooms with the girls. I've never had an experience where there were men or directors or anything like that walking back in the dressing rooms.
Yeah. As I understand, you have an experience of something that happened the night before the pageant?
Well, not the night before the pageant, but when we were in New York City on the media tour, they were doing a book launch at Trump Towers for the Universal Beauty book, and they had a bunch of former Miss USAs and Miss Universes and all 51 of us, and we did the red carpet, and that was tons of fun. And then they lined us all up, and Trump went down the line, and he shook your hand and, looked you over, looked you up and down, head to toe, and was just checking everybody out.
And you thought you felt?
I felt very dirty. It was very creepy. It's kind of like when you're at a bar and a creepy guy is checking you out. That was the experience for me.
We're a year into the new administration, and it's getting harder to read the news and see the continued attacks on our First Amendment freedoms daily. Now is the time to look for helpers. Those who are strategically fighting day in and day out to preserve our constitutional freedoms. One of the orgs...
I know it hurts our stomach, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but we've got to hear it, guys. We've got to hear it,
A good fight is Americans United for Separation of Church and State. Their mission is to protect everyone's right to live as they are and believe as they choose, so long as they don't harm others. AU is fighting back against the wave of Christian nationalist threats happening across the country. They filed 11 lawsuits last year alone, multiple against the Trump administration, to protect your individual freedom of and from religion.
This is my
Whether
thing.
you support...
So, Trump supports the AU, well, I mean, the white nationalist agenda, and they are Christians. But they're the same Christians that are there at Mar-a-Lago and at the island with the children, the blood, and all of the awful things. Peter Thiel and all of them, they're mixed up in it too, but they're the white nationalists. But they're religious and they represent God. These are all lies. They don't even know God at all. These are demons.
Education, are passionate about LGBTQ plus and reproductive rights, or some combination of all, AU relies on the help of its...
I would take a gay couple any day that love children and don't do terrible things to children, pay their taxes, obey the law, than these people. Any day. Any day. They could come in my house, I would sit them at my table and cook them some really good food. Sickening, they mock God. Religion if God. They don't know God. This is just the craziest shit.
To do this important work. If you're looking for an organization to support and learn from, head to au.org/Midas to see how you can get involved in their work and support the fight against Christian nationalism. That's au.org/Midas. Now here's what Tasha Dixon, Miss Arizona 2001, had to say. Play this clip.
He just came strolling right in. There was no second to put a robe on or any sort of clothing or anything. Some girls were topless, other girls were naked.
Just no fucking respect at all. Just no respect at all. A big, funky ass grown man. You're going to walk in the room where pageantry girls are. These girls are somebody's daughters, somebody's girlfriends. These are decent people. And he thinks his fucking brain tell him, excuse me, y'all, his brain tell him to walk in there. Don't let them know that he's coming just in case they don't have their clothes on. How intrusive. How awful. This man is a pervert down to his fucking bones. And the sad part about it is so many people have known this the whole time. I don't get it. I even have questions about Biden and Obama too, because the information was always out there.
As Miss Arizona 2001, Tasha Dixon competed in the Miss USA pageant. Donald Trump owned the contest along with Miss Universe and Miss Teen USA for 19 years.
And then owning a pageant for 19 years. We talking about a bona fide pervert. We talking about somebody who let us know, I'll grab you by your pussy. We talking about somebody who walks right in, whether you're naked or not, he don't care, because he's going in there to see that anyway. You talking about somebody who objectifies women, girls. This man, even though I don't believe in the idea of a hell, but if there is one, because that's just my opinion, then he's going. And do y'all realize how he said so many times, I don't think I'll make it into the heaven? Do y'all remember him saying that? That's the fuck why. When we talking about perversion on a level that we've never heard before. This is fucking nuts.
Introduction to him was when we were at the dress rehearsal and half naked changing into our bikinis. To have the owner come waltzing in when we're naked or half naked. And
No. Let me tell you something, Big. Hold on, y'all. Let me tell you something, Big. I said I have questions. And I can mention Obama because I'm an American citizen. I was born here. I'm a black woman. Now, I didn't say nothing. That's all I said. Now, you don't know me. You don't know me. So you give me a chance to share my perspective, because this is what my fucking channel is about, by the way. And you can share yours. You understand what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is this. While he was president and Biden, while they both were president, these files were there already at the DOJ. That's what I'm saying. And what I'm saying too, the circles that they all move in, we're talking about rich people and politicians. And I know Obama has a clean lifestyle. I'm not accusing him of not having that. I think he's fantastic, and I think his wife is fantastic. But what I'm saying is that they kind of sat on the information, and I want to know why. That's what I'm saying. It's a valid question. You know, and I love Obama to death. Nobody's never heard me say a damn negative word about Obama. Nobody's never heard me say a negative word. But I can say, as a 55-year-old adult, I want to know why he didn't say anything and why they didn't investigate while he was there. They were sealed due to the Maxwell trials. Well, Anna, unseal them. Because this is one thing that we all have learned. And if I'm speaking too hard or too loud, just let me know. Because, you know, I got to keep my cortisol levels down. But there's one thing that we've learned in this with dealing with these people that's in Washington now. It's sometimes you have to do something that's never been done before. And sometimes you have to challenge the way that things are structured already. So it was sealed, and fucking unseal it. Unseal it. That's all I'm saying. If you do, that's almost like, and I don't want to get too far because we listen to the video. But if you got a whole bunch of people doing shitty things, right? And you see the shit that they're doing, then you're just going to say, well, I'm going to go with the shit because they all doing the shit too? No. So I'm just saying with Obama, I listened to him last night. Who was interviewing him? It was a nice looking young white guy that interviewed him. The interview was great. He spoke good as he always did. Yeah, status quo. You got to challenge status quo. That's what I'm saying about Obama. Obama, in my opinion, the only critique that I have for him is that he didn't challenge status quo enough. He did it when he spoke about historical facts, but that was about the only thing. That's all I'm saying.
Physically vulnerable position, and then to have the pressure of the people that work for him telling us to go fawn all over him, go walk up to him, talk to him.
And Dixon has strong opinions about what she thinks were Trump's motivations.
I'm telling you, Donald Trump owned the pageant for the reason to utilize his power to get, around beautiful women.
Dixon, who lives in West Hollywood, was 18 at the time.
Who do you complain to? He owns the pageant. So there's no one to complain.
Who do you complain to? He owns the pageant. Then just leave. Just leave the pageant. Just leave it. Leave him there, his pageant, his money, his influence, and his power. Tell it to go to hell and walk away. This is one of the biggest reasons why he's been able to do what he does. It's because we live in a country where we've been conditioned to love money and status.
Everyone there works for him.
The year she competed, the theme was empowering women. And after hearing recent audio of Trump talking about women, she decided to speak out.
I miss Arizona, so I veer more on the conservative side. But I just like to choose what's right.
Now, you know what Donald Trump said, though, right? I mean, he's on audio with Howard Stern saying that when you...
He gets away with it because... Are we going to keep it real or not? You know, he get away with it a lot of times because people will do anything for their shot at the top. Now, somebody like me with a personality like mine, you just put my mind and my personality into one of these Caucasian bodies, put my whole persona into them, and then let Donald Trump walk in on me and see what would have happened. This is what we're experiencing right now in Washington, too. There are not many people that will tell him to stick it up his ass. Fuck you, everything you got, who you are, go to hell. I don't care. I don't worship material things. It's almost like he always dangled that fruit in front of everybody. Look, if you want this, then you got to let me touch your pussy. Well, bitch, I don't want it that bad. Because if I don't want you, you're not touching my pussy. And the stuff that you got, I don't want that either. I'll go another way. Part of this problem is with narcissists and psychopaths. They know that you want stuff. See, this is it's a lot. This all goes back to morals, ethics, and stuff like that. All the good stuff. That's what it goes back to.
Beauty pageants the way he does, that he thinks that he's entitled to go in and inspect and look at the girls naked, because that's what you do. And by the way, remember the people's ages at these beauty pageants: 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, maybe some in their 20s, but by and large, very young girls at Trump's pageants. And Trump says at the pageants, he looks at the girls naked. Remember what he said? Play this clip.
But you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay?
Oh, no.
They're standing there with no clothes.
You're allowed to go in because you're the owner of the pageant. And there are people, there are grown folks now that work for him. And nobody say a goddamn word to him. Nobody. Nobody pulls him to the side and say, look, you ain't, and knowing that you getting ready to get fired. Knowing that. You ain't got no fucking business going back there in that room with those girls. And I better not see you do it a goddamn again, or I'm going to call the news station over here today. This man has never been dealt with. Y'all don't understand. In my observation, this people like him and this white privilege that he's been operating in all his life, it is abuse, really. I could just see him as a young boy. I can see it. Can't y'all see it? Just let him do what he want to do. He could just do what he wants. Mom is busy, dad is busy. Just let him do what he want. He hate the word no. You know what I'm saying? We teach our 2- and 3-year-olds. We say, no, 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 no. He don't know nothing about that. He didn't know any fucking thing about that. He just wants to, because what he just said right here, he sounds like he's 5 years old.
Everybody okay, and you see these incredible looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like
these incredible looking women. They're teenagers. They're not women.
And remember how Donald Trump treated Alicia Machado, who won Miss Universe? Remember back then? Here, play this clip.
For the first time in the history of the pageant, viewers can actually participate. There'll be a question up, and the viewers can actually call in and vote. Let's bring up the question. It says, should a pageant title holder be required to maintain her physical appearance during her reign? Why do you think this is an important question that the viewers would care about?
Well, it's something that really has come up over the last year, and Alicia has done an incredible job. She really has turned out to be one of the great Miss Universes, I will say. And she had a little problem during the middle where she gained a little weight.
I don't think so.
Yeah, she's probably right.
I don't think so.
Okay. And so...
Well, let's talk about that debate, because, it's interesting. The viewers are going to make a decision today, and they're going to vote in one way or the other. Alicia, do you think that should matter? Because, after all, you were voted in as being the most beautiful woman in the world.
I am the most beautiful woman in the world.
I certainly don't.
And you're not.
Pounds or no pounds, I am the most beautiful
And you
woman
are
in the world.
not.
Do you not think that it's important to maintain a certain look during that year?
Yes, of course, but
She
I
got a
think,
Beyonce neck. Look at that big,
all
thick,
women
long
will
neck.
have a problem
You're
with
not,
this.
ma'am.
Right.
And
You're not.
I think
Ooh, so
maybe
annoying.
I had some problem with this, but I'm fine now. And
Absolutely
I think
not. She looked like Elvis Presley.
15 pounds is nothing with 20 years old. And I think the most important for the next Miss Universe, and then is no more dinners, no more lunch, no more breakfast, and no more when you travel, diplomatic dinners and
I think
parties.
what Donald's talking about, and I think most people agree, that there is a look to Miss
And
Universe.
more time for go to the gym.
She's pretty
Very
right
important,
there.
Because when you are Miss Universe, you don't have time for nothing.
She is pretty.
Donald,
She is
how do
pretty.
you think that this Miss Universe will be different from the others?
Well, I don't know that it's going to be different. We have many beautiful women, and it's actually incredible. I was over there today, and the women are magnificent. And so I don't think it's going to be different. It's going to be more of the same.
And just to make you remember, too, or have you remember, the first time Donald Trump ran, right, when the statements came out where he said grab women.
Let's see what you say, Mr. Time. Now I understand why you don't deal with black teenage girls or women. They would have said something immediately today. Yeah, they did not. They did not deal with black women. They did not. Now, I mean, and it's awesome, great for black women that they didn't have to go through this shit. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, they did not. Yeah. I think black women would have told.
Their vaginas.
I think a lot of them would have.
When you're rich, you get away with it.
Matter of fact, I don't.
He used the P word.
It's that grab them by the pussy thing. That wouldn't have gone well with black teenage girls. That wouldn't have. I don't know. Do y'all find that Caucasian women in general are more timid than black women? Do y'all find it? Because I think that's the case. You know? And if that is the case, folks need to do something about that. When they're rearing, Lucas said yes. The parents need to do something about that. You know? They really do, because you got to teach your daughters to speak up. Black and white were all the same. No, I think there's something to that, guys. I really do. Can you imagine Donald Trump grabbing a black girl or black woman, all black woman? I don't know about Caucasian women, but black women would have hit back at me. Yeah, I don't think he would have been able to walk in a dressing room of a whole bunch of teenagers, 15, 16, 17, 18, and just grab them by their pussy. I don't believe that. I don't see that. In my entire life, I just wouldn't. Maybe some, but no, I don't see that.
He then didn't attend the beauty pageant in Louisiana, and
What's up,
you
nice?
could see the relief on the people on the contestants when Trump was
Dutch
not
girl.
going to show up. Here, watch this.
We saw that Donald Trump announced on Twitter he would not be here for the pageant tonight. How does that change things for you guys? I knew it was going to be gross. I just knew it was going to be gross. I know what. And I'm sorry, something interrupted me. I'm wondering if that changes anything as far as the pageant goes tonight, or as far as the brand of the pageant.
And look how pedophiles, and we all know this, everybody on the live know this. Look how pedophiles align themselves professionally where young girls and young children are going to be. This is what they do. They are teachers. They are owners of pageants. They are they are pastors. They are doctors. I was listening to, it was a young guy talking. I think he went to a school in Michigan, and they were football players, and a doctor would go in there and give them anal and penis exams I'm talking about he would do a lot of things to them. And they figured out, they didn't know that what he was doing was wrong, but this man was a massive pedophile. And there he was, a doctor that, you know, I don't know what you call the male doctor that looks at the anus and the penis, but that's who he was. They're going to be around young people and children. That's what they're going to do. And for people for parents who just trust these motherfucking people, like now in 2026, February 2026, for all parents, new parents, old, I don't care what kind of parent you are, we got to talk to our children. And I do it all the time. I'm a grandparent, right? So I talk to my grandkids. I don't care. That shit about, oh, don't talk to the children because they're children. They don't need to hear that. Oh, okay. Well, what happens when an adult gets them in a compromised position and they're doing shit to them, and then you haven't said anything and they're scared to say, you can't do that. We have to talk to young people. And I'm talking about as early as 5 years old. You don't wait until the school takes it and they go to class with it. No, you got to talk to kids, urologists. Thank you, boo. You got to talk to kids. Thank you. You got to talk to kids early. Because these damn pedophiles don't play no games. I'm telling you.
Tonight, you know, as I said 2 or 3 weeks ago, this pageant is an opportunity to be about the women and the city, and that's what we're focusing on. And you know what? It's good for us that we're just focusing full steam ahead. It hasn't really changed because that's all we've been doing for the last few days. And I know that there's a big campaign going on out west, and we're focusing here in Louisiana.
I mean, we also have Donald Trump talking about how this was when Lindsay Lohan was 17 years old. She may have just been turning 18, or she may have been 17 years old. Lindsay Lohan, the actress. Donald Trump said that she's very disturbed, mentally ill, and he says he loves to have sex with mentally ill people. He goes, they're the best in bed when they have mental illness, he said. This is what he bragged.
Did y'all hear that? He loves to have sex with mentally ill people because they're the best in bed when they are mentally ill. Doesn't that sound like a pervert to you? Does that sound like a pervert to you guys, or is it just me? Am I tripping? Am I doing too much? You know, my daughter tell me all the time, Mama, you do too much. Is it me? What y'all think? What y'all say? Tell me something in the chat. Like, for real, do y'all think that that's the behavior of a pervert? That Donald Trump says, Lucas said, I hope he didn't really say that. Yeah, I think he's getting ready to show us.
I think she was 17 here. She may have been 18, but
Beyond
she was very
pervert?
young. Let's play this clip.
Yes, but you have to like freckles. I've seen a close up of her chest. Yes. And a lot of freckles. Are you into freckles? If the father's erect, like the way he is, right? You imagine the sex with this troubled? Yeah, you're probably right. She's probably deeply troubled and therefore great at bed. Back in the day. How come the deeply troubled women? Yes. You know, deeply troubled. Right. They're always the best at bed.
And then Donald Trump talked.
He said, how come the deeply troubled women are good in bed? He didn't say he heard that to be the case. He said, how come? So he knows that. Okay, so sex with adolescents, sex with teenagers, sex with prostitutes, and then sex with the mental and emotionally disturbed.
Out how attractive he thought Paris Hilton was when she was 12 years old. Again, just pulling out the receipts, things that he said. Play this clip.
I've known Paris Hilton from the time she's 12.
She's hot.
Her parents are friends of mine, and you know, the first time I saw her, she walked into the room, I said, "Who the hell is that?"
Did you want to bang her?
She is well, at 12, I wasn't interested. I've never been into that.
Right.
They've sort of always stuck around that 25 category.
But even at 12, you were kind of
No,
like,
but
wow,
I
she's
saw
hot.
her at 12, she was beautiful. But honestly, you know, Paris gets knocked and this and that, but she's very beautiful.
Is she
dumb?
dumb?
Flawless. She's dumb like a fox.
Have you seen the video, the sex video?
I have seen it.
You did. What'd you do? You went on the internet?
it was just, yeah, just.
How did you see that? What did you do?
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
She did.
She showed it to me.
What did you think of it?
Huh? Is it out the diaper?
No, but it's a wet stain. And it's stain.
Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming. Just keep them in that same spot.
I think it's probably unfortunate, and perhaps it made.
And this was the speech that Donald Trump gave, I think it was either 2023 or 2024, maybe 2023. But it was in front of the young Republicans of New York. So these were high school Republicans and college Republicans. So 16, 17, 18 through about 21, maybe some older, but young, the young Republican.
We gonna dig up dirty laundry. Are you a saint? Oh no, this is not dirty laundry, darling. Dirty laundry is like cheating on your husband. Dirty laundry is like when you were in college, you had a threesome. That's dirty laundry. This is not dirty laundry.
And then Trump said that when he called sexually assaulting women locker room talk, that was the most courageous act of his life. He said that was when he showed the most courage. This is what he said in his own words. I mean, I'm not paraphrasing it. Just listen, listen to it for yourself. Here, play this clip.
But I went onto that stage just a few days later, and a general, who's a fantastic general, actually said to me, "Sir, I've been on the battlefield. Men have gone down on my left and on my right. I stood on hills where soldiers were killed. But I believe the bravest thing I've ever seen was the night you went onto that stage with Hillary Clinton after what happened. And then that woman asked you the first question about it. And I said, locker room talk. It's locker room talk. What the hell? What are you talking? Locker room talk." That was not a great...
And here's the video where Donald Trump was speaking at a high school. And at the high school, he talked about being peed on or being urinated on by hookers. And he goes, "I don't like that." He goes, "They call it golden showers. I don't like those," he said. Here, play this clip.
He was with 4 hookers. You think that was good that night to go up and tell my wife, "It's not true, darling. I love you very much"? It's not true. Actually, that one she didn't believe because she said he's a germaphobe. He's not in.
He's just a scumbag. You're the president of the United States. Why are you talking about women peeing on you? Obama would have never. You couldn't have paid him to talk like that. He is such a damn lowlife. He's just a scumbag. Period. He is such a fucking scumbag, lowlife. He might as well be poor because he is poor in character. He's the poorest of them all. It's just like the Wiz. He is crazy.
Golden showers, as they say they call them. He's not. I don't like that idea.
Look.
No, I didn't. I thought that would be a big problem. I was going to have a rough night, but that one she was very good on. She said, "No."
Right? I mean, some real deranged, grotesque behavior. You have those receipts. You see why the regime is angry at us for showing you those receipts.
Right, I do.
But judge for yourself. And do me a favor. As I said, this channel is so close to 6 million subscribers. Help us hit 6 million.
And look,
I'm grateful for you. Thank you.
The Midas Touch is fantastic. I mean, 6 million subscribers. I'm telling you, the Midas Touch is very much responsible for Donald Trump going through what he's going through now. And he says he's not going to stop. I think the whole world is engaged now. Even other countries are. Other presidents of other countries are making sure that their pedophiles are put to death. See, the other countries get it. They get it. It's us, America, the land of the free and the brave. We can't figure it out. We can't figure that grown men are not supposed to exploit children and use them as objects for their sexual gratification. They don't, they can't figure that out. And out of all the wonderful men in our country and that could have been president, we chose that. All you haters, hit the like button since you are here. Thanks in advance. He's a scumbag. Well, there are some receipts without redactions. Some. But I believe that we will see them soon enough, because some people, because they've seen other people challenge status quo and have acted in bravery and courage, then they're coming around the corner. You know what I mean? This person is her. He's your president. Don't you forget it, Cheryl Grabowski. He's a scumbag. He's a pedophile. He doesn't have one decent bone in his body. He doesn't have it. He does not have it, guys. And it is sad. But anyway, y'all, kisses and hugs. Let me go get the diaper cleaned up, and I will definitely be back. Thank you, moderators. Shout out to the moderators for helping me have this wonderful, because we did get the numbers up. My goodness. So I have lots of, so listen, you wonderful, wonderful robots and trolls, do me a favor. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Certainly hit the like button. Please do that. Since that when you come up on YouTube, you see one of the most wonderful, fantastic, empathetic, godly people, and you rather support a pedophile. It is sad. It is sad. I don't know what MAGA gonna do. I don't know what MAGA gonna do, y'all. What is MAGA gonna do? MAGA is changing its mind. MAGA is repenting. MAGA is repenting for what they have done. He tricked those people, the poor people and the Christians, and promised them that he was going to finally get rid of the blacks. And that will never happen. The blacks are not going anywhere. And the healthy whites don't want us to go anywhere. They don't want that. They want to continue to have, an interesting, fabulous, progressive country. And they know they can't do that without our sauce. Black people have the sauce. So he tricked the shit out of MAGA. And it's so sad. And so, yeah, with the help of the white nationalists, Black is beautiful, with the help of the white nationalists and the evangelicals, okay? Because there are lots of white nationalists and evangelicals. With their help, he was able to trick the shit out of a lot of people. And now what we see him do now is hurt citizens of the United States. Yeah. It was never really about the other countries. That's not what narcissists do. Narcissists and psychopaths don't do that. They hurt their family. They hurt the people that's inside of their circle. So we're citizens of the United States. So that's, I mean, he turned on the citizens. But that's what narcissists and psychopaths do, you know? And it's crazy that MAGA had to see that in real time. They was like, wait a minute, but you say you were going to get those people. You're going to do that to those people. You know, no. He's over there in Minnesota fucking up the whites. Unaliving whites, beating them down to the ground, spraying them, gassing them, running into their schools. They're in Minnesota fucking up the whites. He lied to them. He lied. But that's what narcissists and psychopaths do. You know, people marry their narc and their psychopath. Women do, or men do. And then when you get inside the relationship, baby, you're the target. You know, they pretend to be the best people in the world to the people on their job. Yeah, and family members, you know. Some of the family members believe, oh, my uncle or my aunt, they're fantastic. They always been great people. No, but ask their intimate partner. So we're, the American citizens, are the intimate partners of the narcissist and the psychopath. And he is trying to fuck us up. Yeah. Went to Minnesota to fuck up the white people. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? And now everybody gets to see it in real time on television, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Snapchat, on X, everywhere. He lied. He lied. And so you know what we're going to do? And this is in my conclusion. We're going to learn about mental health and personality disorders. That's what we're going to learn about. You know, because I've been talking about it for years. Yeah. If you put them in charge, the people are going to suffer. Not one time, not two times.